Okay, we are going to put out the poll polls now, which is 4 polls put together. We have the CVoter poll, we have the Chanakya poll. I think the other 2 polls which we are looking at this time.
Absolutely, they are the ones which are giving the DMK the edge.
Yeah.
And we're just factoring them into the numbers. We should be just throwing it up anytime soon. Yeah.
Okay, so we are looking at 3 exit polls together, and I think we are going to get the poll polls number for West Bengal on our screen first. Yeah. And the figure in West Bengal, if you look at the poll polls, CVoter, Nielsen and Chanakya, and you were to put all these 3 together, you know, is giving the Trinamool Congress a healthy edge.
Absolutely.
So the Congress left alliance has not been successful.
And Arnab, if you look at the numbers, Arnab, Chanakya at 210, I mean, Chanakya has had a tendency to give the winner takes off and all sort of verdict. So here again we are seeing the same tendency. 210 seems a little way bit high than the other polls. But the general direction is clear, is the Trinamool. Yeah,
it's absolutely the Trinamool. Any comments here from all our panelists very quickly on the numbers in the polls, starting with you, Navika. Let's put those numbers on the screen and get a quick round of reactions on the polls number from Bengal. So it looks quite stable as far as I'm concerned. These numbers are very significant in Tamil Nadu, in Bengal, because you know there is a certain saleability of the anti-Mamata rhetoric which people thought in the context of Narada, Sharada, flyover collapse, or the terror allegations in Birbhum. It really has not been able to exact that kind of electoral pressure on her. So for a leader who dismantled the 34-year-old left juggernaut in 2011 by talking about Parivartan, all these allegations did not stick. What's the story there, Navika?
Well, it's very clear the BJP has gone soft on Mamata Banerjee to manage its Rajya Sabha story. They haven't created the kind of negativity on the ground in West Bengal as they originally set out to do. The Sarda scam didn't give, much sleepless nights to the Trinamool Congress. So the BJP has held itself back to keep the Trinamool on its right side, and at the same time, that's the price the BJP has paid in terms of getting into Bengal in a bigger manner. But it's very clear as far as the Congress is concerned, junior partner to the left still not working out for the Congress party. It's the Trinamool Congress which has the advantage. But this time, the Trinamool will be an absolute crossroads with the Congress party, and that itself will give a polarized benefit to the BJP as far as its national politics is concerned in Rajya Sabha as far as the number game goes.
Okay. We have Yashwant Deshmukh also in our studios in Delhi. Let's get him on the poll of polls. Now, as far as Bengal is concerned, your number is not varying very much. No, he's not there. Okay, I just want to get it in from our other guests as far as the numbers on Bengal are concerned. Let's get everyone else in. Let's get Nirja, Sabha. Let's get everyone in succession, because here's the situation. Mamata has an opportunity to thumb the nose of the left. She has consolidated upon her Lok Sabha election performance, and she's kept the left out for a second consecutive term. Nirja, can I just get others on the window, please, so I quickly get a round of responses from our other guests in Delhi. Nirja, starting with you.
I think, it is back to what it was in 2011, where 184 and 104 with the left and Congress put together. The story is that the left lost out very badly by the time 2014 came. And had the left not gone with the Congress, the story might have been very different and bad for both parties, for both groups. Therefore, they have managed to just stay above the water as they were in 2011. Because they came together. But Mamata has certainly, she may have lost from the 2014 position where she got 214 seats, assembly segments. But maintained her 2011 level, and which is surprising because most people were saying even though she may scrape through, she will be losing ground.
Nirja, I have Ritabrata with me, Member of Parliament of the CPM. So I'm tempted to go to him for a quick reaction here. And I would also like to, I didn't know Yogendra is also in the studio. So sorry, Yogendra. I'd like both you and Yashwant Deshmukh. You've been sparring partners on polls in the past, and today you were saying that you look at it also differently now that you are playing a role politically. But before I come to both of you gentlemen, I would like to get Ritabrata on this. That Ritabrata, has this been the left's election to lose? You had everything going. allegations of Sharda, Narda, flyover collapse, faulty development model. Why do you think the numbers are predicting a left loss?
Arnav, first of all, I'm in fact sitting in a studio of a Bengali news channel, leading Bengali news channel. When they were, I was just there. Their prediction you have already shown. ABP and Nielsen prediction 126 for the left and the Congress combined. When they were presenting the combination, they said categorically that this time we have not organized an exit poll because voters are not in a position to speak out. Fear psychosis is so much. In Bengal, the situation of Bengal is different from the entire country. 7 phases of election has been there. In the first 3 phases, Election Commission's role was a bit disappointing, but in the last 4 phases, the Election Commission has played a very fine role. That we must admit. We have even said that the Election Commission's role was very positive. So in Bengal, throughout these 7 phases, we have seen, media have shown continuously that how people are resisted from going to the centers to vote, and after how much has been the attack. So this fear psychosis is so much, and even after the elections till yesterday, a Congress candidate who is a candidate of our alliance, he was beaten miserably in Nadia district by the TMC goons. The fear factor is so much. We believe that in the exit polls the real things won't come up. We are very confident. The exit polls are predicting 120 to 126. We are pretty confident that when 19th results will come out, it will be clear that the left and the Congress together will form the new government in Bengal.
Okay, I'd like to get an assessment from Yogendra Yadav first and then Yashwant Deshmukh on that. Yashwant Deshmukh, first Yogendra Yadav, how likely do you think is this situation? There is no doubt about the fact it's a very, very polarized political climate in Bengal. Yogendra Yadav, is it possible that in your view there can be such a variation in the result? Though you have yourself said there are fault lines in exit polls, they have indicated one broad trend. Mr. Yadav, would you like to respond to what Ritabrato said, and then I'd like Yashwant also to come in.
In this case, all 3 or 4 major exit polls point in the same direction. It's interesting to hear about fear psychosis from CPM because you remember 10 years ago we used to hear about the same thing except that the shoe was on the other leg. That we used to hear about fear psychosis caused by CPM. Now things have changed. So in some ways, Trinamool Congress has continued with the legacy of CPM, only intensified it further. On the poll part, the one thing that I'm still somewhat unclear is the vote percentages. If you are saying left front is getting 31% and Congress 9 and above, so clearly put together both of them are getting about 41% votes, and you are saying TMC has 41% votes, then what accounts for that big difference? My own sense on the figures that we see this evening, they may not be accurate and we will discover, is that it clearly points in one direction, that is in favor of TMC. Usually the gap of 2 to 3% is big enough for parties to score a victory. So to my mind, the story of clear verdict may continue in West Bengal, but it's a clear verdict with a very, very unclear message. What about governance? Is it thumbs up for 5 years of misgovernance of Mamata Banerjee? Don't know. Is it that every strategy and tactics that the left played out was wrong? I don't believe so. You know, if you lose a match, it's not that your captain, fielder, bowler and batsman, all of them performed badly. I think something deeper is at work. Possibly the deep resentment and anger with the political establishment represented by the left for 3 decades. That is still not out. The desire to get rid of them, to root them out. That anger has still not settled yet. And Mamata Banerjee continues to gain from that anger without doing very much, and all her misgovernance remains unpunished.
Well, Ritabrato.
Actually, in Bengal, we are constantly hearing from the Honorable Chief Minister that this left and Congress combine is nothing. We will be getting around about 20 seats. Trinamool will be rest of that. The thing is that I am telling you, with all respect to Yogendra Yadav, I am saying that in Bengal, see, I'm not going that what happened during left front rule, but it never happened during the corporation elections in Calcutta municipal corporations. 550 plus booths were identified where lowest vote polled is 107%, highest vote polled is 142%. We have given those things to the Election Commission.
Jay wants to add in on that.
Welcome the decision that the seven-phase polling had taken place.
Mr. Ritaprato, there used to be a time in the late 90s when the opposition used to say exactly the same thing about CPM. They invented the term called scientific rigging. CPM ka
I am not telling only no. But the opposition had never submitted anything to the Election Commission. I am challenging openly.
It was this time,
but we got more than 550 votes.
I looked at it differently.
That becomes a simple lacuna.
No, I looked at it differently.
You people are there to pounce upon.
I looked at it differently. Mr. Yeah, Jay is usually a mild-mannered person. Sometimes he pounces on an argument. Ritaprato, you look at it differently also, and I just want Yashwant Deshmukh, the author of the CVoter poll, also to come in. My point is that somewhere the left must also recognize, and Ritaprato, with the greatest of respect to your political passion, please recognize, you cobbled an alliance on arithmetic. You did not cobble an alliance on ideology. No, ask yourself whether if you had cobbled an alliance of whatever kind of ideology, you'd be better off or worse off than you are now. And I'd like Yashwant Deshmukh to come in on the Bengal numbers. Yashwant Deshmukh, do you agree that sometimes the person responding to your poll may not have been completely honest? Yes, Yashwant.
Many times it happens. I mean, last time it happened was, as we said, the Delhi Assembly elections, where when we did say that Aam Aadmi Party is winning the polls, but the margin was much bigger than what we expected. As far as the seats are concerned, Arnab, we all concede, and I also concede, that I am the most conservative pollster as far as giving the number of seats is concerned. 50% of the time, my conservative estimate is bang on time. 50% of the time, my estimates, which I say conservative, go much larger in the party which actually is winning as per our exit poll. But it doesn't happen that way, that in exit polls what we pick up as the winner goes back and somebody else wins. So that is a unlikely scenario. So first of all, the conservative number, and I haven't seen the other numbers, but I'm sure that even in West Bengal, probably our numbers for TMC might be on the conservative side, and other polls might have been given more seats.
Can I ask you one simple question?
Sure.
I'm slightly confused. According to your poll, the gap between left front and
I was
Congress
coming down.
put together
I was coming. That's the
next
next point.
1 percentage
That's the precisely next point, because plenty of our viewers also might be raising that while the vote share of these two groups or the fronts look so close, why is the gap in the seat share? The answer is that the left plus Congress combined is sweeping the northern Bengal, northern border region. The gap between them and the TMC candidate is, according to our poll, is somewhere between 10 to 20% of the votes.
That's true.
So that is skewing the entire vote share lopsided for as far as the entire state vote share is concerned. In rest of the Bengal, that is not happening, where TMC is managing a comfortable lead in rest of the seats. So that's precisely also explained that in our polls why we are getting a higher number of the Congress seats as well, because as per our poll, the Congress has gained out of this alliance more.
Can I come to one question on Bengal? No, there's one question on Bengal which I want to ask to the BJP, which was raised earlier. I think Navika raised that point. And we also need to look at that. By the way, Yogendra Yadav, again with the greatest of respect in the context of Bengal and unfortunately in many other parts of the country, violence has been the tool of every political dispensation in Bengal. In Bengal, you would remember, in Bengal, you would remember, Yogendra Yadav would remember the nature of violence that was wreaked by a person called Siddharth Shankara in the 70s. So, violence has been the tool of every political dispensation, including the Congress party.
I will just I want to
ask GVL Narasimha that when they were in power, their cabinet minister had actually said during Panchayat election, during left front's regime, their cabinet minister came and held a press conference saying CPM goons were about to kill me today. This is what happened during left front regime. So let's remember.
That's precisely the point. I would just like to add, Arnab, very quickly.
Can I get three pollsters on the screen?
What our researchers tell from the ground when we do the debriefing session, and you know what? Nothing has changed, Arnab. As far as the key indicators of the West Bengal elections.
Can I get three pollsters on the screen? No, I want to have a photo op with three pollsters. And the three pollsters are GVL Narasimha Rao, Yogendra Yadav, and Yashwant Deshmukh. So let me enjoy the moment at least.
Ex-pollster,
previous
birth.
Come on, there's nothing wrong with being an ex-pollster. But this is going to be interesting.
And remain a pollster, not a future politician, not an ex-politician.
So okay, one second, on a lighter note. So I would like to ask everyone here today. First of all, we've got 3 polls here. I think they're giving a broad number. I think all of us would agree. And of course, I have Yogendra Jayamrugh, who is no less a pollster himself. So among the 4 of you, we have a wealth of psephological experience. The question to one of you, GVL Narasimha Rao, is it true that the BJP made it easy for the Trinamool? Somewhere, it did not appear that the BJP central leadership went all out for the Trinamool. Can you please explain whether this was part of your political strategy? That you wanted the Congress party to lose, or what were you aiming for? GVL, please. Yeah.
No, Arnab, that's not a question for the pollster. You're asking me as a party spokesperson. I would nevertheless answer it. I think the BJP, let me make it very clear. Our leadership is very clear. We don't care as to who benefits when we grow in a particular state. It does not matter to us at all. The only thing that matters to the BJP is how do we grow our strength in states like West Bengal, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, which have really not yielded much for us by way of electoral dividend. We want to grow in every state where we are in alliance with other parties also. I think we certainly do not want our growth to be stymied or to be limited by somebody else's victory or defeat. It doesn't bother us at all. So certainly in West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, for us it's a work in progress. We know we can't really win many seats there, but our ambition in this election, our goal was to expand our base, win as many seats as we can, make our presence felt on the ground, and these are the states we hope can deliver something like 80 to 90 seats in 2019. Our 2019 project, where we want to better our performance of 2014, depends on how much can we really gain in these states, and that's the only perspective we are fighting from. We don't care whether left benefits or UDF benefits or Trinamool benefits. It does not bother us a bit.
All right. Okay. Well, you know, you didn't. I know that you're no longer a pollster, but first a politician. Because this happens when Yogendra Yadav, when you ask, and Yashwant, I don't know if you'll join politics. You know, the way the trend is going, I think that you're the next target. But the fact is that you ask a question as a pollster, you get an answer as a politician.